We wanted to make it very like low stress, chill. It's like we're approaching a wild animal.
Yeah.
It's like our creative inner selves are wild animals
so
that we have to
damaged,
tame. Yeah.
Hey, what's up? How's it going? My name is Mads, and I run a small art business called Hunter Moon Press with my partner Lizzie, who is actually joining me in today's video. It's been about a year since we started making zines and decided to start a business, so we wanted to sit down and chat about how and why we started, why we kept going, how we've grown and changed as a business and as people since then, and what our plans are going forward. We also take a look at our business expense sheet and talk about how much money we spent, how much money we made, and if we were even profitable in 2025. But this isn't an advice video. I'm not telling you to start an art business. That's up to you. This is just us rambling about our experience, and we're still figuring a lot of things out as we go. And I know we still have a lot to learn. But I hope this video can at least be a little bit entertaining and maybe helpful if you are thinking about doing something like this.
I guess the reason why we started our art business is like we've never not been trying to start businesses.
Yeah, we just had nothing ever was working.
Yes. So like music production, selling art online on Etsy for me, selling like my college prints and things like that. Starting a candle business. I'm sure there's some things in there that I'm forgetting.
Yeah, me too.
But this is the first thing that we ever did that has stuck. So it wasn't like we were just like going about not making art, not trying things.
Well,
and then
kind
all
of.
a sudden,
We were really burnt out for a long time, so we weren't making things, which was part of the problem.
Yeah.
Is we weren't making things, so we didn't really have anything to do a business about.
Yeah, like we had the craving to share art and be in some sort of community, but on the other side of things, it was like any art that we made just was like, I don't know, it was so few and far between. We weren't actively doing things.
Yeah, and it would have been really exhausting and not worth our time to try and turn that into something we're doing on a regular basis.
Especially if it's a process we don't enjoy. And then we found zines. Well, I made a lot of zines in college.
And I had never heard the word before in my whole life until, last November? Ish, I think, yeah. And I really, really enjoyed it. Like, ever since I was a little kid, I've always liked making little books. And so in college, it was just so fun doing that as an adult. And I don't know why, like, it kind of dropped off my radar for so long, because I loved doing it. It just, I guess to me, it didn't feel like something that could be like a part of an actual business. We wanted to make it very like low stress, chill. It's like we're approaching a wild animal. Yeah.
It's like our creative inner selves are wild animals
so
that we have to
damaged,
tame. Yeah. from the stress of graduating and not having any
just like
plans.
school. I think school burnt you out, and then trying to keep going after school just made it, you were already burnt out, so it just made it so much worse.
Yeah.
So we wanted to see if we would hate it.
So we made these little doodles, and it was really fun, and you shared them in one of the zine discords that you were a part of, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, I love it, so cute. And it was just really lovely. It was really lovely having some feedback on our work.
Yeah, people were sharing their stuff constantly too, and I just like had never felt that kind of inspiration that I felt like I could actually like then make something. Again, you are more classically art trained. I didn't feel like I could make something on my own until I found zines. So I felt like something I could get excited to do and then actually pull off, which I hadn't felt in a while or ever.
Yeah. So after we made that first zine, then it was kind of like, oh, okay, we're really going to try to go for this.
I remember we were sitting in the car and telling you that they were in the Zine Discord talking about a Zine Fest that was actually close to us. And I pulled up the application, and it was just like a Google form. And I usually don't want to do things or put myself out there or be confident.
I don't want to do paperwork.
Well,
sorry.
I felt really social, and I'm like, we don't make enough art to do art events. But it seemed like kind of just everybody was applying to things like this. And so I thought that it might give us some incentive to actually make zines if we had like a deadline. So I asked if we should apply, kind of assuming you would say no, that it was silly and ridiculous. And you were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay. It was like January-ish, and there was a Zine Fest in March. So that gave us like probably like a month and a half to get enough together. I think we needed there was like a minimum amount of zines you needed to have.
Yeah, I remember us applying with like, so I had started working on one of the big zines that I wanted to do, and so had you. So we applied with like the covers of those. Yeah. We hadn't actually finished anything on the inside. And then we applied with like a couple like little like random books I had made in college.
Which we didn't end up bringing.
No. But we were just like, well, if we apply, then we'll make the stuff, right? So we took these pictures to make it look like we had a bunch of zines to sell. And then so that we would get into this Zine Fest. And then I think our goal was to make was it like 3 zines each, 5 zines each? I don't remember.
3 each because we needed like 5 total.
Yeah.
To have on our table for like the space that they had.
Yeah. So we're like, well, then we'll have 6 and we'll be able to, fan things out and make things look nice.
Yeah. Did we end up having 6? I don't remember exactly what we had done by then.
We had Minnesota Wheel of the Year, Y.
Amazon.
Old photos, Amazon, permaculture. I think so. Just 5.
We had 5. Yeah.
So we had 5, which is funny looking back on. Now we fill our table with so much, and sometimes we can't even put all of our product on a table. We have to prioritize. Yeah. So we didn't really invest in our setup really at all. But what we did invest in was our printer.
And that was a big boy.
That was a big purchase. But I think what really clinched it, why we wanted to get a printer.
We were doing research for like a month.
Yes.
Granted. Just to give us a little bit of grace.
yeah. It's not like it was just like let's be crazy and go to Best Buy and get the biggest thing that we can find. You really did. You were like looking and searching and trying to find the best options. And I was more on the fence of like, well, sure, we might like zines, we might not. We won't know till we go to the Zine Fest. So let's just get our stuff printed from like
FedEx, which is I think what we did for our first draft, just to see what it looked like.
I think it was FedEx. But there's all kinds of businesses that you can print at. You can print them at the library. I just knew that our library we didn't have like a printer that we would be able to do easily double-sided things. Our library's printer was not the best. Yeah. So good for like just basic black and white on one side, but not good for any color or anything like that.
We had a couple intricate zines we were starting with.
So I was like, let's do FedEx, let's do something like that. We went to print off for our application the cover and one other page of the zine that I was working on, and just like the quality was so lacking.
Yeah, it was just not what we wanted.
Yeah.
I'm sure if we had tweaked it more, we could have gotten a product we were more happy with, but it also wasn't that worth it for how many we wanted to print.
Yes. So when we factored in the quality that we'd be able to get locally, we just decided that getting a printer ourselves was the best option.
Yeah.
And we told ourselves if we really hate it, we can return it within the 30 days. If it doesn't work out, we will resell it. It'll be fine. Yeah. So we used some of our tax return and we got, what kind of printer did we get?
Epson EcoTank.
An Epson EcoTank 8550. Because the one that was slightly smaller, we were just like, what if we want to print
We wanted to print
paper?
borderless too and be able to print like more high quality art prints in case we did. Not that zines are like not enough. You have a, printmaking background. We wanted to be able to do other stuff than just zines if we were going to invest in a printer.
Yeah, it was interesting to me, the option of doing digital prints.
I really wanted borderless.
Yes. Yeah, printing borderless is pretty clutch. Yeah.
It's been a lifesaver at a lot of certain points.
Yeah. So when we started our business, we had our printer, our table set up, and that was it. And then we started applying to Zine Fests.
Yeah. As soon as we did the first one, we started looking for any that we could even remotely get to.
Yeah, we had
so much fun. It was exhausting, but we were like, this is correct.
The late spring and early summer season of our business was pretty packed. Like, we were traveling to Madison, we traveled to Milwaukee.
Which, both in Wisconsin, so not crazy. But it's like a 5-hour drive.
We went up to Fargo.
Which is kind of crazy for like a hobby.
Yes.
At this point.
Yeah. So we were traveling for hours and staying overnight in some of these cities and doing these really awesome Zine Fest events.
Yeah.
And we were loving it. Like, it was so fun. And we decided to branch out then and do some like general art events. And I think that's when we started to think about what other art we might be able to include on our table.
Yeah. And I think we both gained confidence in like our skills again and like our ability to enjoy art. So you could dive back into printmaking a little bit. More, just in like a lower stakes way.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
A big part of that was seeing other people's tables. So at Zine Fest, they usually ask you to have a certain percentage of your table remain zines.
Usually like 70% at least.
Yeah. But people bring prints, or they bring stickers or little
keychains,
clay creatures. Yeah, like all kinds of cute stuff. It was so inspiring just to be able to walk around at these places and see what people were making, how people were being creative. And it inspired me, I think, a lot to think outside of the realm of zines, which had become such a nice safe harbor for our creativity.
Yeah.
And put my toe back into printmaking. So then we made some lino cut prints. We made a sticker.
I think that was it, but those took us a lot of time to dive back into, and you taught me how to carve a little bit.
Yeah, that was fun.
Fun.
You made your own.
Yeah,
that was really fun. So that's what we were doing over the summer, is kind of like filling out our table a little bit with some different variety, so that when we did our just more general
A lot of people don't know what zines are at art fairs.
Yes.
Like outside of Zine Fest, zines are still pretty niche.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of people come up to the table and are like, what is this? What are you selling? And so the prints were a great way to bring people in that maybe they're not interested in zines, or they don't know what zines are, but they see some prints and so they want to look at those.
Yeah.
So as far as events go, I think that overall it's been like a deeply positive experience. It's been so fun connecting with other artists in person, connecting with people buying your work in person. Oh my God.
It makes me almost cry and literally cry sometimes. People coming up and just like talking to us about the things that we're making and showing us stuff that they made too.
Seriously. And getting excited that, you know, we've made a zine about a certain topic and they're so excited, or they're excited to share it with someone. They're like, oh, I know exactly who I'm going to give this to.
Yeah.
Like, what a lovely feeling.
And then one time somebody came up to us and was like, my friend gifted me, like, it's you guys. Like, I got a gift from my friend that was your stuff. So then they came up and looked at like more of our things. Or
every once in a while, I've seen your work in this shop that we consign at. And now here you are and I get to meet you. And it's just really lovely. So I think regardless of how the event goes overall, like it's always so nice meeting those people. And I don't think we've had an event where we haven't had at least one nice experience with someone coming up and talking to us. It doesn't matter if they buy something, if it's honestly just lovely connecting. That being said, there have been some events that I think we look back on and we're like, oh, that was tough. I think the negatives to events that I can think of are events that are a little bit more like pop-up, and so there's only like a couple artists there. We've had a lot of success at those kinds of things, but we've also had an equal amount of really sad days where there's like maybe one or two people walking through this cafe, and so there's really not people stopping. It's always nice to chat with the other artists there, but after like hour 3 of having no one buy anything, so that kind of stuff can be tough. And I think that those are all learning experiences, you know. Like I said, like after the Madison and Milwaukee, you know,
weekend,
2 weekends in a row we were driving out there for Zine Fests. Then we were like, okay, we're putting our foot on the brake when it comes to traveling for events.
Because we just wanted to say yes to everything right away, because we're like, we are so new, we can't afford to just not try.
Not everyone gets accepted to those Zine Fests because they are so big and so popular. So the fact that we were accepted, even it was like, well, we might not get this opportunity again. We should go. Yeah, absolutely. But after that, it was like, okay, now we need to take a break. And I think that was a really smart decision.
I think so, yeah. We're starting to learn our boundaries.
Yeah. And then after a couple of quite slow, sad events where we either because our work didn't really fit the vibe of the event,
or it wasn't marketed
on behalf of the event planner. So no one really showed up. Then it was kind of like, okay, well, we can be a little pickier on what we say yes to, or what opportunities we go looking for. Should we talk about each of our favorite events this year?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Mine is Pagan Pride, or Pagan Fest in the fall.
Pagan Fest was really fun. The outdoor ones are all better. Well, no.
Not if there's 50-mile-per-hour winds.
No, that was horrible.
That was really bad.
Really, really bad.
But Pagan Fest was so fun, and partially I think because
it was pouring rain for 2 hours, so that's saying something.
Yeah, it was raining on and off, but I think a big reason for that is because a lot of my work is focused on like neo-paganism and things like that.
And just like nature.
And so it was just lovely having literally everyone that came up be excited about this art that we're making.
And know what it is. Like a lot of times you have to explain it, which I think you love doing. Like you love
I love giving my spiel.
Is. Yeah, and you're really good at it. But it was really cool just having people like also like teach us stuff.
Yes, come up and be like, this is awesome. You talk about local stuff that's happening.
And we got interviewed.
Yeah, we got interviewed for a student newspaper.
That was cute.
Fun. It was just such a lovely environment. It felt like a little mini Renaissance fest, to be honest.
And it's a beautiful location. Like we were at Minnehaha Park, and there's a waterfall right there, and it's just beautiful.
In between the rain, the sun was out and glinting off the waterfall, and it was just such a lovely day.
Yeah.
So I think that stands out to me as my favorite for a couple of reasons. It was really good sensorily because it was outdoors, so it wasn't like noisy for the full like 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
I don't remember how long that one was. I think it was a pretty long day.
It was a pretty long day. I think we had to get there pretty early to set up.
Yeah.
So I think we were there from like 8:30 a.m., 9 to 6 or 7.
That's a really long day. Another thing that I really liked about that is that all the volunteers and all of the information beforehand was so
very clear. It was
super
also
clear.
The most expensive event that we did, but it was worth it because they really knew what they were doing.
It was so well organized. It was so easy to navigate and figure out like where our tent was supposed to be and all that kind of stuff. That was awesome. And I think it's probably our best event. We made the most money there.
Yeah.
in the whole year. That we didn't make like an insane amount of money. I think we made like maybe $350.
Yeah. But which is a lot for art.
Yeah.
If you've never made money from your art before, that's a lot of money. And even like we had been doing it, I don't know, a bunch of events at that point. That was it felt really cool.
It was awesome that people were connecting with it so much, that we were selling so much. That was such a fun event.
Yeah.
Can you think of any other standout ones?
I think Milwaukee was really cool because that one was the first one that felt really legit, again, because it was so big and like well organized.
Yeah.
And it was cool seeing so many artists there. And I think that was the first time, like, we had done a couple at that point. So we like knew some people, but it was also, again, really exhausting because of all the travel. So I don't know if that's my favorite.
I have a soft spot in my heart for our first zine event ever, St. Cloud Zine Fest.
Yeah, St. Cloud was amazing.
Partially because we showed up and we had zero expectations. And when you have zero expectations, it's really easy to to get to have something better happen.
I think I had a little bit higher expectations than you because I'm a little more anxious.
Yeah.
But even then, I still had a really, really good time.
Yeah, I think we made like $100, which was awesome because there weren't like crowds of people there.
No.
It was just like a couple dozen people every once in a while wandering through, looking at stuff in 2 rooms at the library. It was a nice way to get started, and it was really fun leaving that day being like, hey, we made $100 from art. And we've literally never done that before.
Added to like 2 Discords. Like we met so many people. Everyone there was so nice.
Yeah, that was a really fun event. Yeah. So we knew we wanted to do a lot of events, and we all had a lot of events on the horizon, but we also knew that wasn't going to be like our only source of income realistically.
Yeah.
Like we would
especially
need
because
to do
zines are cheap.
Yes.
Like, and we love that, but not as profitable in that case.
Yeah. If you're making a sale, but your profit on that sale is $3, you're gonna have to make a lot more sales than if you're selling like a t-shirt and your profit is $15.
Right.
Yeah. So when we were thinking about like diversifying where our money is coming from, consignment was the next step outside of events, because then we could be in physical shops. You know, it would take a lot less effort up front. You just drop off your materials.
Yeah.
So we started consigning at a local bookstore and coffee shop first. And that was a really good experience. They were very kind, lovely people. Our work did quite well there. So we decided to also start consigning at Open Book, which is the local print studio /
Yeah, it's a part of a larger like literary publishing house in Minneapolis.
And we would always be in there looking at other people's zines. So it was really exciting when we go in now. Oh, there's our zine. It's really cool.
And recognizing all of our friends' work too. Like now we know a lot of these people, which is really cool. So we get to like see their stuff and support them.
And now we consign at another bookstore in the cities. So we just consign at 3 places, but that's manageable for us right now.
Yeah.
I think eventually we would want to branch out and do more, but it is a little bit of effort, like making that connection and having them approve your work and then pricing and getting the work out.
We also just don't have like a ton of stock, like leftover stock most of the time, especially when we were doing events. Like for a few months, we were doing events every weekend. We didn't have a lot left over to drop off at consignment. Sometimes it's just hard to keep up too.
Keep up with the demand. Oh my God, we're so popular.
I don't know. I don't know how much you want to talk about money. We're making like $30 to $50 each consignment check every month to 3 months, which is cool and great. And like that's money. It's not like thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I definitely want to talk about
we're still not making
how
a
much
living
money
off this,
how much money we've made and how much profit we've made. Yeah. Like in total, I'm pulling up my Hunter Moon Press expense sheet. So we track everything that we purchase as a business. Then we track everything we make as a business.
Yeah. So hopefully we don't accidentally commit tax fraud. That's the goal.
We won't. Okay, so in total, including some travel expenses and food that we had to purchase, including our printer and all of our art supplies.
And like paying fees for art events.
Yes, paying the fees for art events.
Application fees, table fees.
All that kind of stuff. We ended up spending $2,646 on the business this year, which makes sense. There were some big purchases in there. I think the biggest 3 things.
Printer, table, canopy.
No, I was going to say printer, canopy, and actually registering the business.
Oh yeah, that was a few
$100.
Yeah, to actually
after
start
everything was all said and done.
LLC,
yeah. And we started our LLC midway through the year after we had like actually committed to doing this, because not every event that you go to you need to have like your tax information for.
Yeah, especially Zine Fest, they're a lot more chill again because they're like you're not making a ton of money.
Yeah.
So it's not often taxable and it's like a lot of trading.
Yeah, it's not aimed at professional artists. It's aimed at zine makers, many of whom don't have businesses or LLCs. But we wanted to start going to art events that did require a tax ID in your application. So we decided to officialize our business in, I believe it was July June or July.
And just in case we started making like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, then we would have our tax information.
Exactly. Then we'd be all set.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just in case.
We didn't end up doing that.
No.
So with all of our events, all of our consignment, everything like that, we ended up making an income of $3,300 this year, which puts our profit at just about $650.
Let's go.
So
we didn't think we were going to profit at all.
Yeah, the whole goal of going into this year was like, well, if we make our money back for what we invested in, that'd be great.
Yeah, we just wanted to break even.
Yeah, because honestly, we've been having so much fun making all of this shit. It's so fun at the end of the day, like not just sitting around and spending time, like waiting for time to pass.
Yeah.
But instead being like, oh, what art thing are we going to work on today? Are we going to make a zine? Are we going to think about the next print that we have to do?
Like you keep saying, like, the thing about us is we always need, like, a project.
We love a project.
So, like,
we love working on a project, yeah.
And having an art business gives us, like, more purpose to do it. Like, I'm sure, like, I know there's plenty of people who can just, like, create just to create. And that's
absolutely,
fine and good. Sometimes I think we need a goal and, like, a deadline to make us kind of like dive in a little harder.
Yeah. And it's not like $3,300 worth of profit is nothing to us. Like we're low income individuals. Having $300 extra a month was super fantastic. Helpful. That being said, it's not like it's gonna be in the foreseeable future like our main source of income, but we're absolutely gonna continue doing this because it's so fun.
I'm open to that.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. It could become.
But right now it's not. Yeah.
What do you think was a biggest win for you this last year?
That's tough. There was a lot of good stuff, which is tough for my little doomer brain, being like everything is hard and terrible and we're failures. Because a lot of cool stuff happened. I think probably seeing our stuff at Open Book in Minneapolis was probably like the biggest thing for me. It just made it feel really real. And maybe our first couple online sales. Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Also makes it feel like it can exist outside of events and stuff. That made it feel a little bit possible.
What do you think you're the most proud of making this year?
Ooh.
Could be Zine or it could be something else. I know you also made your sticker this year.
I don't know.
No like single piece pops out to you. Maybe it's just like the I think accumulation of pieces.
Yeah, I'm just proud that I finished things.
You finished so much this year.
I have zines, made that feel possible.
Yeah.
Because I've not never. It's hard to like finish a creative project, especially like writing stuff. Like there's not as much instant gratification there of like having a finished piece.
Yeah.
So the fact that I got any of these done and that they like look nice and are fun and other people like them was cool. That's not a specific answer. Sorry.
I think that's a lovely answer. That's
what
totally
was your
fine.
win?
I think my biggest win for the year was slightly healing a part of myself when it came to art making. I think if you had asked me when we started doing our business, if I would have been comfortable like carving and doing printmaking and trying to sell my work, I would have been like, absolutely not. I do not want to get back into that.
Yeah.
Like it takes so much effort and it's so frustrating. And then you get to the end and no one wants it. Yeah. But then just sort of naturally as we were making art, as I was going to shows and seeing other people's, I was getting inspired. I was like, oh, I love that printing method that they're using. That's fantastic. That's lovely. Oh, I should do that. And so I think I was really proud of myself for the first 4 Wheel of the Year prints that I did, the woodcut ones.
They're amazing.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun making those. It was such a time crunch because I wanted to get them done before Pagan Fest. Yeah. And I was literally printing the night before. I was carving and printing most of them the night before. They were still really sticky. Yeah. No, don't worry. We warned people before and we wrapped them up for them. So.
It's okay. Yeah. But it was tight.
Yes. It was such a time crunch. I was really proud of myself for being able to accomplish that. And in the coming year, I definitely want to finish that set.
And then make a calendar.
Do the rest of them, and then we're going to make a calendar for 2027.
That'd be really fun.
That'd be really fun. And then I think my favorite thing I made, apart from those, is probably the first zine that I made. And that's partially just because the Minnesota Wheel of the Year, I always get the most like conversation from people at events for this. Yeah. Like they get so excited to see it if it's something that they're familiar with. And if it's not something they're familiar with, they love to talk about it and learn about it. And I think that's the whole point of why I made this, is to make the neo-pagan holidays feel a little bit more connected to people in Minnesota, with the like plants and animals and weather patterns being slightly different than, you know, Ireland or Scotland or wherever these holidays are originating from. And then also to teach people that there are so many different holidays out there that are more nature-based and that, you know, they can enjoy in their own ways. And this just gives them some ideas. So I think that's what I'm most proud of. I spent a lot of time making it and it was really fun. But what are we going to do in the future? How are we going to change things?
I think the way that we've been doing stuff is good. I think we're just gonna readjust a little bit and continue to try and diversify. Should I talk about that we're leaving?
Yeah. So we're planning on leaving the country and traveling for at least most of 2026, if not like even more into the future. So that definitely changes how we're gonna approach our business.
Yeah,
because
we can't really do local events.
Physical events are going to be almost non-existent. We have a couple. We have one in February and one in March.
Yeah.
And that'll be a really fun send-off. And then we're going to be traveling. So that means that our business is going to change a lot because we're not going to be at home with our printer producing these things for local events.
Yeah.
We're probably going to be outsourcing our printing, so working with local print shops.
Or just like for simple stuff at a library.
Yep, absolutely. And we're going to be doing a lot more online and digital work as well.
Yeah.
So one of the ways that we're going to be doing digital stuff is we're going to be working on a webcomic. It's going to be actually an idea that we started like pretty early on.
I think it was in the spring.
Yeah, spring or summer. We had an idea for a webcomic and we made a little intro zine and people really liked it. A lot of people were like, oh my God, this is such a cute idea.
And a few people asked us like if it existed online yet.
And so we're actually starting it this year. That is, I think, one of our biggest goals is to actually start the webcomic, to tie it into our new Patreon and to put it out for free on like Tumblr and things like that, but to have early pages on Patreon and get the story going. So that's one of our biggest goals for online stuff.
Yeah.
Another is our Patreon. So we started that in November.
Yeah.
The idea being that it's a place to host a zine club. It'll be a fun way for us to continue making zines, even though we won't be able to physically go to zine fests or events where we can sell our zines. Still making at least one a month and having our little mini community to send them to and to talk to. It's going to be like so fun and hopefully partially take the place of how much fun we have talking to people in person at these events.
Yeah. I like sending mail.
It's so fun sending mail. Yeah, it's been such a fun experience.
Cool having like a physical zine club. Yeah.
And sending our little notes with, and we sent some Yule cards with the December ones, and it's just been really lovely.
I also just like posting there way more than I like posting on like Instagram. Because it feels so much more like people actually want to be there.
Yeah.
And like we can actually talk to people and get feedback, and it's not like a weird algorithm that I have to please, and also Instagram is horrible and scary.
Yeah. So we're going to do a lot of more Patreon posting and Patreon stuff this coming year for sure. Like a lot of behind the scenes stuff, especially for Making Paul, our webcomic. We're going to do early pages there. We're going to keep our zine club going. It'll be really fun. So join our zine club. We have more spots in our primordial zine club, which is a discount.
5 more out of 10.
Definitely just give our Patreon page a follow because we will be posting a lot of stuff that you can just access for free there.
Posting free content for sure.
Yeah.
Not to circle back to Paul too much. We're ideally launching that in March.
Yeah.
And patrons will get tons of behind the scenes stuff, early pages, all the inner workings of the process. We've never made a webcomic before. I don't know how to upload it, so we're going to be figuring that out as we go, which might be interesting or not. We'll see.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing this upcoming year. That's sort of our plans for the year. I have a feeling that the way that our business has changed and evolved over this last year, even like starting out being like, oh, I guess we'll apply to some zine fests, and we had 5 things to bring, and we made our first $100 and it felt awesome. To now, it's not like we're rolling in money or anything, or like we're insanely successful, but we've made like so many cool connections in the community.
Yeah, and I think we have a little bit more of a foundation under us to grow.
Yeah, we've successfully paid off our printer and all that kind of stuff, and now we're actually making a small but nice profit, and we only can go up from here.
Well,
yeah, we could fall hard. You never know. What I was gonna say is we changed so much just in 1 year. Like I don't know what this year has to hold. Like actually, we might bump into something.
We've never left the country before, so that in and of itself is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, we might bump into an opportunity that we would have never expected, and then something shifts in our business a little bit. But we're having so much fun with the Patreon. We will definitely continue doing that, and then everything else is just sort of like if we happen to find a cool opportunity, we're gonna do that. If we don't, then we'll just continue investing more and more in our online presence. Yeah, that's lovely. And so reflecting on this past year, I think one of the biggest lessons that we've learned, there's been lots of lessons, but I think one of the biggest lessons we've learned is that it's okay to just get started and not really know what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
Like we didn't
Which
know.
Is scary.
Yeah.
And I'm not good at.
Yeah. Like, we didn't know if we were going to enjoy doing events. We didn't know how our zines would be, like, accepted, if people would enjoy them or not, or if they would just be like, just we like it.
Or if we would get super burnt out doing it.
Yeah. We didn't know, but we signed up for the first event. We committed to doing at least one, and we made the work for that one event, and we went and we loved it. And now we're just going to keep going, and hopefully the momentum just carries us off into even more successful year of business this year. So I think that people should like try, like, sign up for the event, do the scary thing. Definitely try making zines because they're so fun and you can make them in so many different ways. Check out local zine events near you.
There's a lot more than you think, probably.
Yes. I mean, in the US, I think every state has a zine fest. And if they don't,
start one.
Yeah, start one.
We had friends put them on, and like, it's a lot of work, I think, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, it's totally possible.
Libraries are always down to work with you on stuff like that, from our experience at least.
Yes, exactly. But I think mostly just get started. Like, make your first zine, go to your first event.
I've seen a lot of people, even still in the zine Discord that I'm in, talk about just like being so afraid to show people their art. And it's always really good. It's always the people who are really good at stuff too.
Some of my favorite zines we've traded for or purchased are just pencil on paper.
Yeah.
Little sketches or doodles or just writing. Like, it's so fun.
And also, everyone's so nice.
Seriously.
Like, you don't have to post it online if you don't want to, because I guess, I don't know, people can be mean on the internet, but we haven't really even experienced that. Like, everyone's been so welcoming, especially in the zine community specifically, but also just local art. Everyone is really supportive.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're really lucky that the thing that we decided to do this year, after years of trying, ended up
we
being
tried
something.
other things. Like, we graduated from college 5 years ago now. Like, this wasn't like a thing that happened to us right away. We didn't figure it out right away by any means, and we're still not completely figured out. So
yeah,
there's time.
Figuring it out slowly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's really awesome that this year we found something that is sustainable and that we can just keep doing and that we love so much. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
If you like any of the work that we make, or you like the sound of any of the work that we're going to make, I'd say definitely follow along. Some of the best places to follow us are Instagram and Patreon. You can also follow us on Tumblr. Follow us here.
Yeah. And you can technically follow us on Ko-fi, which is where our online shop is.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to check that out. And then you get alerts when we post stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, we're slowly putting all of our stuff up there since we're not going to be doing as many events. So if you do want to purchase anything from us, that would be awesome. Otherwise, we just love when people...
There are also free downloads on there.
Oh, yeah, it's free stuff on there. We just love when people talk to us about our art or talk to us about anything.
Yeah, so just come hang out.
Seriously, if you want to comment below anything that you want to try this year, or if you're going to Zine Fest, you should let us know. Otherwise, I guess we'll be back with another wrap-up next year. And maybe we'll have a year of making webcomics under our belt to talk about.
That's cool.
That'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fun thinking about all of our plans. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.
Hell yeah.